Hey everyone, welcome back to this week's Game Hunt on Whizbit's Random Gaming. And today we're down in Elephant and Castle CEX. If you haven't already, please take the time to consider subscribing to the channel, give us a like, share the video, leave us a comment. I always try my best to interact with each and every one of you that comments on any of my videos. Now, strangely, this CEX had very little in terms of video games in the front window, which wasn't a great sign initially when I got there. What I showed you previously, just there, that was it for the front of the store. I always like checking out the DJ gear. I got some Newmark stuff, equipment there. I do like the Newmark stuff, and one of the best box sets of all time. Yes, That Only Fools and Horses one. Very, very well presented box set. Got that one at home myself. So as we enter the shop, we see a pretty good selection of PS1 games there. We've also got your resident consoles, your PS2, a nice silver slim one now, I believe, or two. We've also got the fat silver one, plenty of PS3s, fat PS2s. Now it's getting harder to see these consoles out in the wild. I'm talking about the PS Vitas, and the ones they've got in this particular branch today were in really, really good condition. So if you're looking to purchase one, I'd get down here and have a look. And if you do order one maybe online, hope and pray it comes from the Elephant and Castle branch. Now, can you believe it? These PlayStation 3 Move controllers, £10. Now, I remember around about the COVID time, these things were like gold dust to get hold of, and people were selling them for a fortune because no one could leave the house. Strange how times change, I must say. The Nintendo Switch as well, that was a victim of the pandemic. That thing was selling for crazy money, wasn't it? Now, I really, really like these PS5 controllers here, particularly the blue one and the purple one. I think they look really, really nice. And there's the cabinet of monstrosity, the PS5 area. Now, we get down to some of the retro stuff here, and it's quite a mishmash of stuff here, but definitely some good stock, a good selection of Dreamcast games here. We've got some N64 box stuff, we've got some Mega Drive box stuff, alongside with some Master System games as well, which is always nice to see. One of my childhood favourite consoles, the Master System. I'll always have a very, very special place for that console in my heart. And R-Type, probably one of the best games on the Master System, I would say. A fantastic conversion, considering what the machine is capable of. Now that's something you don't see every day. That's the NES, is it the 4 score? The one that you can adapt to your NES so you can play 4-player, things like off-road racing. I think that was one of the games that was really advertised in the 90s and late 80s for the 4 score. Now, a Pokemon themed control pad there. It looked very cheap close up, so I wasn't really interested in that. And I do like my controllers. Like most of you guys out there that are collectors, you know, I've got far too many controllers, and these days it's probably going to take something special for me to purchase one. Right, heading on over to the Xbox Series section. Admittedly, quite a run-of-the-mill section here. There was your usual games that you see in most shops, and I like to try and find the obscure stuff, the stuff that, you know, doesn't get spoken about a lot, and maybe they didn't get a huge amount of press when they released. And unfortunately today in the Elephant and Castle branch, that didn't seem to be the case. I did think about picking up this Super Lucky's Tale, as I've played it on Game Pass and quite enjoyed it. However, cover reprinted, not for me. Now this is something I'd like to see more of in CEX. You do have a couple of shops towards the front. They normally have a section of popular stuff or general interest, and recently began to collect a few of the Yakuza games, as I've never really played a great deal of them. This one caught my eye, but let me know in the comments, would you recommend me buying the remastered collection or going for the individual titles themselves? There is a really disappointing title in the AEW game. I expected really good things from that, was quite disappointed. It's free currently on the PlayStation Network, if you remember. And at £12 for a physical copy, I would actually say, as disappointing as the game was, it's probably worth picking up physically for £12. As you can see, as I was saying earlier, there's a lot of games here that you see in most shops and nothing that really stood out. Although Cloudpunk, I think I've got that on the Switch, which is why I didn't pull the trigger on that today at a relatively cheap price, but I'll have to go home and double check to see if I do have that. Now the Gears of War games, absolutely fantastic. I've got the urge to go through them again. I think I'm going to start playing them soon. Hold up. This looks slightly different shade of blue here, don't you think? Well, if you're going to have a cover reprinted, at least print the right shade. Well, on the positive side, it's not a bad selection for the Wii U. A lot of shops haven't got hardly anything. At least they've got over 10 games. That's something, I guess. Not a bad selection of Wii stuff either. Most of the stuff was in pretty good condition as well. One of the unfortunate stuff about the Wii is where they are white covers, they do get dirty really, really quick. And if you want to be displaying them, some of them do not look that appealing when you've got them out on display. Now the Turtles game here was quite tempting at £35. However, I didn't pull the trigger today. I was using vouchers and it's not something I really wanted to use my vouchers on. Over down to the OG Xbox. Not a bad selection at all, in all honesty. A lot of the common titles as usual, but I do like to see the OG Xbox represented. Now there's that Showdown's Legends of Wrestling game. Now you don't see that out and about too often. Now I know they didn't get the greatest of reception when they was released, especially the first and that particular one, which I believe is the third in the series. The second one was pretty good. But yeah, it's something you don't see every day, so I'm definitely going to consider picking that one up today. Now over to the PS2, quite a small PS2 selection in this particular branch, but they still had a fairly good selection of titles nevertheless. Not really anything I was particularly looking for today. With the PS2 I have got quite a sizable collection, and I must admit I am being quite fussy about the games that I'm picking up now. I'm trying not to pick up the games that maybe people would maybe consider fodder. I'm just trying to get the games that you know, mean something to me. Now the PS3, I've recently been playing quite a lot on the PS3 if I'm honest with you. A couple of games me and one of my sons have been playing. we was having an absolute blast on Lollipop Chainsaw, a game I haven't played in years. It's been re-added to the collection fairly recently, and yeah, he had an absolute blast with it. Max Payne 3 there on the PlayStation 3. Brilliant game. I need to actually play through the entire campaign. I think that's the best of the Max Payne series. Let me know in the comments if you agree. I don't think the first one has held up too well over time. Second one's definitely a good game, but I do think that they hit the right balance with part 3. Right, let's head on over to the Xbox 360, a system that is very close to my heart, and I absolutely love finding new titles and the old that I had previously when out and about game hunting. Nothing outstanding here today. A lot of regular titles. I'm digging through. I really am trying to find those rare, obscure bits. But at the moment, the Xbox is a system that is on the price rise. People are buying those rare games, and a lot of them are never or very rarely in stock at CEX Online. I think a lot of the FOMO is where the Xbox store, the live store, will be closing in the near future, and a lot of people are just getting in there now and hoping to buy games and probably try and cash out on them at some point in the future. We as collectors, we can just continue to go out, have a look, see what we can find for ourselves, whilst the other people are out there digging for the rare ones and normally beating me to it. Got Battle Axe there on the Switch at £12. That's a really, really good game. Definitely worth picking up at that price. If you see it, definitely pick that one up. I highly recommend it. See, this is what I like to see, games that I'm unaware of. It's nice to see that sort of stuff. Didn't look like it was the title for me. Nice to see Gear Shifters physical out in the wild as well. Already got that game, so I wasn't going to be picking it up today. But nevertheless, it's a pretty decent game. And if you see it, it's really worth picking up physical, I'd say. Right, over to the PS5, and I've said it time and time again, I really want to increase the PlayStation 5 games in my collection, but I'm struggling to, as there's not a lot of games probably that cater to my needs. The system is a good system. It's probably where I am as a gamer right now. A lot of the stuff coming out for it just doesn't really do it for me personally. Prince of Persia, that is one I want to pick up at some point, a new Prince of Persia. However, if I can, I'd rather buy it on the Switch for the portability alone. Now we've got RoboCop there. I have recently picked that one up already on the Xbox, and I must say it's a brilliant game. If you do happen to see that at a price that you're happy with, I highly recommend picking up RoboCop. It's a lot of fun and very, very faithful to the film series, in particular the first film. We'll forget that RoboCop 3 and the TV series ever existed. Now the PS4, definitely one of the best consoles of all time, and has an absolute fantastic library There's no doubt about it. But I am struggling to pick stuff up for this. Again, when you go into CEXs, and it's not the shop's fault in particular, it's because these are the games sold most at retail when they first came out, so people get rid of them. They're the games that people have the most copies of, so inevitably CEX are going to end up taking them off people's hands that want either to get credit or easy cash. Got Medieval there. I was thinking of picking that one up today. I have it on the PlayStation 1 and I played the demo when it came out. It's not a bad game. It's actually one that I enjoyed playing back in the day. Now I've lost count of how many Tomb Raider games there have been since the more serious reboot, should we say, where Lara is looking more humane. I couldn't tell you which game is which. I've played a couple of them on the subscription services and they are good games. They are very, very interchangeable. Now from where I was standing, that does look to be a good copy of Conker's Bad Fur Day on the N64. And I am tempted to pick up a Game Boy Advance soon. However, while I don't think CEX overpriced them, I'm going to try and get one from elsewhere. I think Vinted, Cash Converters or something. I think I'll get a better deal. Nice Master System there. My first ever console. I'm not going to count the Atari. That broke on Christmas Day. Now, who thought that joystick was a good idea on the Master System? We as kids all thought it was absolutely amazing, but into practice when you're trying to play a game, yeah, it didn't quite work. But we all told ourselves it was great, you know. We paid money for it, for God's sake. Of course we're going to say it's great. So all in all, not a bad little haul today. We picked up Epic Mickey 2 on the Wii, Little Big Planet karting on the PS3, along with Minecraft on the PS3. My son asked for that one, so why not? We've also got Little Big Planet, Showdown Legends of Wrestling and Sunset Overdrive on the Xbox Series, as it's an upgrade on the copy I've got, and for £2, why not? Anyway guys, thank you for watching. As always, that is the Elephant and Castle branch of CEX. Let me know what you guys think of the shop. Did I miss anything there today that I should have been picking up? As always, let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'll get back to you as soon as I possibly can. Once again, thank you for watching. Guys, take care for now, and I'll see you on the next video.